Hey everyone, this is Charmaine from Fantastic Crafts. I hope all of you are having a wonderful, fantastic Friday. Today we're going to be making one of the easiest cards I've ever made in my life. It literally took me maybe 15 minutes to create this card from start to finish. It's a beautiful wow card because it's a sunset. I even included a sentiment that says, I cherish our friendship, so you can really give this card to anyone you choose. To begin, I cut out a piece of post-it note and I cut a circle out. Now you can punch this circle out, you can do a die cut, anything. I wanted to give a more rustic sun, I guess, not a perfectly circle because you can't really do that with the scissors. But I just folded my little piece of post-it note in half and then made a circle by just kind of cutting a half moon. And if there was like a little pointy bit at the end, so I just simply trimmed that off. Then I took the Stampin' Up! Daffodil Delight stamp pad, and all I did was I took my brayer and I kind of just took some ink and then put it right on my cardstock. That's how easy it is and so much fun. I pretty much did this on the whole background until I was satisfied and happy with how much yellow this background had. So I think I went about like 3 or 4 times onto that background. Then I took a scrap piece of paper and all I did is I just tore that at an angle, kind of just revealing kind of jagged edges. And then I took a walnut oxide ink. You can use any brown ink, and I simply just put that scrap paper on on the bottom of this panel. And then I just went with my brayer to create little mountain ranges. Then I slightly moved my scrap paper again and did again with the brayer, went in and made mountain ranges, but this time a little lighter. And then I did it one more time, and this third time I did it even lighter to kind of give the illusion that it's further away. So the mountains that are closer are darker, and the mountains that are further away are lighter. Then I took the ink, real red. Once again, this is a Stampin' Up! Pad. And all I did was I took that again and took my brayer and got some ink and just put it right on the top part. What we're creating is that sunset. So we're trying to blend that yellow, that red, and this third color, which is the rich raspberry. And the top part is gonna be the darkest part of our sunset. So you want to stick to the top with your darkest color. So I just simply did that a few times until I kind of liked how it looked. I kind of played around, probably 2-3 times I did this. And then, of course, now is the fun part of revealing that sun. And you can see how stark white that sun is. So to make it a little less stark white, I took my Daffodil Delight once again, and I took an ink blending tool, and I simply just pounced that. I didn't do circular motion. I know that's usually how you blend any kind of ink, but this time what I did was I pounced it. And I pounced it starting from the right, and that would be the darkest part of the sun. And then I kind of just blended that ink, again pouncing, and made it lighter as you went up to the sun on your left. And that's all you need to create the sunset. Now I went with the stamp set by Mamie Made It, Floral Kaleidoscope, and I simply wanted to create some weed. I think those are weeds, I don't know, wheat, like wheat vines, I'm not sure, but I see it all the time in sunsets. So I went with the Basic Black by Stampin' Up! And I just took, first I took the solid and the kind of line vine, and I went with those just moving it around in different directions. Then I realized that the solid one kind of looked better, so I just stuck with the solid one, and I switched my stamp up, so some would be larger, some would be shorter, some would be longer. Some facing to the right and some facing to the left. And it's super easy to do that with the stamp set because you can also move the stamp set. You can just curve it however you like. So it's super, super simple to do this. The only thing you really want to be mindful of while creating this part is using a very, very dark black ink. And I'm sure the VersaFine Onyx Black would work, but the only thing with that is I make a mess, so I would probably smear it all over. So using a water base or a dye ink of some sort would really make it better, because it just dries so quickly. And that's all, folks. I mean, that's how simple it is. It looks like I spent hours and hours creating it, but no, it was that simple. Then I went ahead and chose a sentiment. I chose "I cherish our friendship" because I figured that would be a card I can just send and have in my stash and send it at any time. And then I took that dye ink, once again, the basic black by Stampin' Up, and I just stamped that onto just a scrap piece of paper I had laying around. And those are great for sentiments. So I always have a bunch of those just laying around. Then I trimmed it so it would just kind of cut out any other unnecessary white part. And then I took a ink blending tool and went with that dye ink basic black and just kind of inked the edges of that, because I always love the look of that. Then I took some foam square. I wanted to pop that sentiment up because it just wasn't popping. It's a small sentiment, so I really did want to pop it up. So I just took some foam squares, or foam rectangles really, and I just popped that sentiment up to the right of this panel. And I think it looked just gorgeous. It's just very simple, and it really looks like you either bought the background, or it's really a wow card. Then I took an A2 size card base, and I took a top folding one, and I really wanted to stick with the black because I felt like the black would just make this panel pop really well. Then I took my art glitter glue and you can see on the back how much ink I got, but thankfully no one will see that. And then I put some art glitter glue and just attached it to my card base, and that completes the card. It's that simple, and like I said, it took me maybe 15 minutes, and it was my first time creating it. So I mean, you could definitely make so many of these and make them into note cards and thank you cards, and just I love you cards, I cherish our friendship, thinking of you, anything really. This is very simple, and I really think you can make a whole bunch of it and just even give it as gifts. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial today. It's a very simple card, and if you did enjoy it, please, please, please thumbs this video up, because then it really shows me that you care and you enjoyed it. And please leave a comment telling me what kind of card you would like to see next, and I will definitely try to recreate a card. So have a great Friday, have a wonderful weekend, and an even better week. Until next time, guys. Bye.